Hey guys, today's Thursday, July the 27th of 2023, and I wanted to go over natural gas, but this is going to be a little different. This is probably going to be a little seasonality cycles 101, because I feel like some of you may not be informed in regards to some of these cycles and seasonality and how I look at it. So I want to make sure you're on the same page, or at least, are aware of the nuances that are involved when you do this kind of, analysis. So without any further delay, let's get into it. Okay, so this is natural gas right here, what's been going on. And once I put the 5-year average, I want you to see these nuances. So we have a peak here, kind of peaked here, and then the seasonality starts from here, bottomed out around April 4th, and it goes up, and it had a peak here. And the red line, you can see is actual price. You can see that we peaked here. Then we went down. So it didn't really follow it. So there was a top somewhere around May 4th using the seasonality. We really topped out somewhere around April 21st. And then we made a low, which coincidentally, it lines up with the peak on the averages. And then natural gas just tried to grind higher. And there was a peak on the averages using the 5-year around May 23rd. But we went early. We really didn't really grind and hit the peak exactly like the 5-year average and then pulled back. I'm going to show you normal distribution statistics, standard deviation for the mean. Let's say that peak was, or like I'm saying now, August 2nd, there's a peak coming up using the daily cycle and some analysis on regards to the Elliott wave. And we're somewhere around here. Chances are sometimes natural gas will trend grind higher and stall before you hit that peak. We have a peak August 2nd coming in on the daily and Elliott wave. But sometimes, like right now, we hit a peak and then it just goes down. And sometimes it trends and it does it even earlier. As an example, right here, we hit a peak April 21st. There was a peak here on the averages. We went down, we went up. We hit a peak here. The peak was supposed to be here and it grind lower. And then it looks like it did a double top, failed, and then it pulled. Now it's inverted. Now it's going up while the averages go down all the way to July the 4th. And then it hits a peak here. So here's a little messed up. It's just doing its thing. Then it goes down. And from July 4th, using the 5-year average, we hit a peak right here, somewhere around July 25th or 24th. And then it pulls all the way to August 1st. And then it grinds higher. All of August grinds higher. However, we have been stalling here, just kind of going sideways. This is the close, and it looks like it now wants to push lower. Can it push lower? This one looks like it kind of matched. It all depends if we really start going deeper. But this is July 24th. And it all depends now, once we hit the first week of August, is it going to turn around and grind higher using the 5-year average seasonality? We put the 10-year, and they're kind of close. You can see same thing, August 1st. They grind higher at the 15. Same thing. This is where we're at. So you can see that they kind of peaked 5, 10, 15, kind of just going sideways. And then once August 1st hits, it grinds higher. So could it be that August 1st, we go down, August 1st, and it pops up? Yep, that's possible. However, we know also that on August 1st, the daily cycle using spectrum analysis hits a peak on August 2nd. Sid Norris's Elliott wave analysis, his forecast is somewhere around August 1st, 2nd. It peaks and it turns, could be a wave 4, possible wave 4. Now that is, guaranteed. So you got some seasonalities that are going opposite cycles. And you have Elliott wave. You have one view there. We don't know if it's going to play out or not. And also, we also have the other seasonality chart I showed you. If you look at my video, where I posted a video and I titled it "Possible Top in August." So it could happen that we could turn and pop here and then go down, or ignore the cycles and follow the seasonality going up. So there's a lot of things going on here that it's not all as a cluster in the same direction, and that's typical and that's normal. So I wanted to show you the distribution so you can know that there's always going to be a peak in regards to cycles. There's always going to be a day where it peaks and then it stops and it goes down. I've seen it where it hits the peak and it goes down. It's rare, but it does happen. It does happen. And I've seen it where it peaks before, the price action peaks before the actual peak. And I've seen it where it peaks and it makes a higher high right after the peak, and then it tanks. And that's what I call the seasonal trap. I did a video on that, where they even push it to the extreme, and we peaked here, and now the cycle's going down, and then it runs out of steam, and then it goes down, and it goes down hard. So I've seen all of those. So I'm never going to rule out, some people say, yeah, August 2nd, nothing's going to happen. Chances are it probably is already happening right now with natural gas, where it just already peaked and now it's just going to start going lower. But now we know that, August 1st, it could pop. So as a trader, you got to be aware of all these little nuances, all these probabilities. I know it's tough. I know it's crazy, but if you want to be on your edge and be on top of it, algos already know all this. This is already programmed. They already did the analysis, and they're aware of all this probability. They're just waiting for the price action to confirm it. And it's like, all right, so we start getting volume and prices are going higher, and they have a rule-based system where it passes a certain level, they're going to go along. All the algos, all the computers, all the traders, because they know that August 1st, seasonalities pop. And there's the cycle traders that be like, all right, yeah, there is a cycle coming up here on August 2nd, and it could go down. Who's going to be right? We don't know. We're going to find out. I just wanted to, put that out there for you. We're going to go into the next clip. Okay, so this is my daily cycle, and I'm using data, pretty much, from 2017 roughly to current prices now. We already know that the weekly is going up. That's a given. The cycle is up, and that bottomed out around June. If you've been following me, I try to keep, pounding the table that, these are the things that I'm researching, focusing, and nothing really changes once it's established. Weekly cycle is up. Is it going to just continue going up, like a rocket ship? No. Things are going to oscillate back and forth like a highway. They just zigzag back and forth and they go extremes. But eventually the cycle is indicating that it's, going up. And we just have to see price action make higher highs and higher lows. However, the daily, we're now, which is a shorter time frame, we are now hitting a peak somewhere around August 1st. Interesting. August 1st, August 2nd. And then this cycle goes down. There is a dominant cycle, which I call the 77, which is this one. It's more fractal. It's even more dynamic. So you can see that it's not perfect. It bottoms out early, and then we bottomed out here. That's that February 22nd low. I think that was that 199. This is a 302. That that April 14, no, that was probably 199 around there. April 14 was the 194, but since these are closes, you're not going to see, that little bottom spike. However, you can see that now we hit a peak around July the 12th, and this cycle goes down to August 23rd. So there's a technique called a composite, where you take the 77 dominant cycle and you you add the 248 cycle, and it creates these cycles. Those two cycles are merged, and you can see how the price action is. And we can see that we hit a peak somewhere around here, July the 14th. And you can see the closes, they've just been going sideways. just kind of sideways. And we haven't taken out that low in the closes as of yet, 253. But 263 was the midpoint, 50% from the previous month. And if that doesn't hold, watch out. I've been watching that and warning you guys. And this is the dominant cycle here. You can see that this one is going down and this one is going down. But you see that when you merge those two important cycles, it's not perfectly, that it's just going to go straight down as, comparing it to like the 248. It's just a cycle that just goes straight down and it bottoms around December. And we all know seasonality wise, December is kind of weak and then it goes up. But when you do the 77 with the 248, you get this composite. Is it going to play exactly like this, where it's going to bottom out somewhere around August 28? It can. We also got the seasonality that, it bottoms out August 1st and then it goes up all of August. So those are your two scenarios. So you got a blue pill, you got the red pill. You have to choose which one you want to take. And this one goes down to like November, around there. Pretty much November, December, using the composite of these two.